Hey guys, welcome back to Marketing Fundas Global. This is the 32nd video in this MS Excel course, and in this video we are going to basically talk about count formulas, count functions, and those are count, counta, count blank, count if, count ifs, and decount. So these are basically count related or number related formulas or functions, and that's what we are going to learn in this particular video. So let's get into the video without any further ado. So guys, as you can see right now I am in my Excel software, and this is the demo data which we were using from past 18-19 videos, and here I'm gonna show you the count and counta formula, right? So let's start with the count formula first. Also, I have already told you that how to use count formula. Basically it helps you to count the number or count any particular category which you want to show in your Excel data, right? So here we can count the subjects which are mentioned here, right? So this will help you to count the number of subjects, right? So although you can count just directly like this, yeah, so you can count just you can directly count the subjects, it is just 4. But when you have thousands of numbers, when you have thousands of sheets, then it becomes hard to count the cells, count the numbers, right? And the way or the formula will be same. I'm just showing you how you can use this count formula, right? And sometimes the cells left blank in the data, and that time this count formula helps you to count the numbers correctly, right? Now to use the count formula, you just have to write is equals to, write count, COU and T bracket open, and there's two options to select the numbers. So my numbers are totally in range, so I just have to select the range and bracket open and hit enter, right? And the other way is bracket is equals to count bracket open, and you can select the numbers one by one like this, right? Bracket close and hit enter. Both the answer will be same, and then drag it like this. So this is the simple formula of count is equals to count bracket open, select the cells and bracket close. Simple. Then we have counta. Basically counta helps you to count all the cells, or you can say all the rows which are available here, which are filled with data, right? And why it is helpful, as I've already told you, that if the cells are blank in between rows and columns, then it will help you to find the accurate number so that you don't do any mistake in your Excel data, right? So to apply the counta formula, again is equals to COUNTA bracket open. Now you have to select all the row, basically all the columns till here, right? Then just bracket close and hit enter, and it will give you the proper number, basically proper number of rows, right? And if you drag it till down, all the numbers will be there. And what if I delete this number? Let me show you. If I delete this number, it will automatically change, right? So that's how this, let me show you few more like this, like this, like this. So that's how this counta formula and count formula works, right? The numbers are changing, right? These are pretty simple but quite useful, right? Now, so this was about count and counta. Now let's talk about count blank. And count blank basically helps you to find out the blank cells which are available in your range or in your data. Let me just zoom in a little bit so that you can see it properly. Yeah. Now, as you can see, there are multiple blank cells here, right, in my data. And now I have to count all these blank cells. So how I can do that? For that, I just have to write is equals to count blank bracket open, and now it is asking to select the range. So I have to select the range to this, right? Bracket close, hit enter. All the blank cells will be counted. So as you can see, 11 blank cells are here. It is 11 blank cells, right? So this was count blank. Now guys, let's talk about count if formula. Basically I have taken data of an you can say company or organization where the employees attendance data is here, and we'll be calculating this to find out their salary, right? So basically this is a salary sheet, right? Here are their attendance for 1 week, right? We are calculating a 6-day or basically 1 week salary, right? And this is just a small data, but when the same data becomes big, like for a whole month or for a year, then it becomes hard to calculate all the things manually, right? So that's why we use formulas and function. Now let's take count if formula to find out their attendance, right? So these are the attendance. They have there's present and absent, right? Now we want to find out the present days only, so that we can calculate their salary, right? So for that we have to write is equals to count if bracket open. Now it is asking to select the range. So range will be basically from where the data will be extracted, right? So this is the range. Then hit comma button, and now it is asking for criteria, right? So what will be the criteria? What will be the present? Basically P is the criteria. P is will be known as the present, right? So this formula have to count P only. So for that you have to write double quotation mark, then write P, and then close it with double quotation mark again, and then bracket close and hit enter. So as you can see, 1 2 3 three presents are there, and that's why it is counted 3. Now just drag it to all the cells and it will count all the cells properly, right? So these are their present days. Now you have to write their absent days as well, right? Number of absents basically. So you can again use count if formula. Count if bracket open, select the range, and this time the criteria will be A, because we are counting absents only, right? Again close it with double quotation mark, then bracket close, hit enter, right? And then drag it to all the way down to all the cells, right? This is done. Now all the presents, basically all the data is front of you. Now you can just calculate the proper salary by just multiply these things, right? You just have to multiply 3 into 30 and the number will be there. Basically the exact salary will be there, right? Now let's talk about count ifs. So for that we have to go to another sheet. So guys, this is school's data, right? As you can see, this is a result, and here are the subjects and their marks and their average and results, and the students are boys or girls also mentioned here, right? Now we are going to use count ifs formula to find out some multiple criterias, right? Basically count ifs formula is used to find the data when criterias are multiple. Count if formula is to find data when criteria is only one. But if the criteria is more than one, maybe 2, 3 or 4, then we use count ifs formula, right? And what will be the criteria here? Basically we are going to find out that how many girls, the first criteria is girls, student should be girl, how many girls are above 60%, right? Which means how many of the girls in this class got 60% in their results, more than 60% in their results, right? So the first criteria, the student should be girl, and the second criteria is that their marks should be more than 60%, right? Now let's use the formula to activate it. Is equals to count ifs bracket open. Now it is asking to select the criteria range. First we have to select the criteria range, right? Then comma. Now it is asking to select the criteria. Basically we have selected the range, and now we have to select the criteria from this range. So the student should be girl, right? So select girl, then comma. Now we have to select the second criteria, which is 60%, right? So we have to select the average, or we have to select the percentage basically, right? So this is the criteria 2. Now comma. Now basically we have selected the criteria range 2, right? Now we have to select the criteria from this range as well. We have selected the criteria and the criteria range, and here we have selected the criteria range, and we have to select the criteria as well, right? So what is the criteria here? The criteria is the marks should be above 60%, right? So for that we have to just greater than, which is you have to write double quotation mark, then greater sign 60, right? Then again double quotation mark, and then close the bracket, right? So this is the formula. We have activated the count ifs formula, then we have selected the first criteria range, basically this, then we have selected the criteria, basically the criteria is the student should be girl, and then we have selected the second criteria range, the percentage column, then we have selected the second criteria which is above 60, right? Now we have to just hit enter, oops, we have done something wrong here. Let me just go back. We haven't selected the range properly. We have to select this much, right? Then comma, percentage greater than 60 again. Now it is okay, right? So as you can see, two of the girls got more than 60%, and we will do the same with the boys as well. We have to write is equals to count ifs bracket open, select the criteria range, right? Then comma, then select the criteria which is boy this time, then comma, select the criteria range 2 which is this, comma, then select the criteria 2 which is greater, basically you have to cover this under double quotation mark, greater than 60%, bracket close. Also make sure that you are not adding the percent marks, percentage sign, because there is no percentage sign here as well, right? Then close the bracket and hit enter, which means basically the answer is same. Boys also got two boys only got more than 60% mark. Now if you want, you can do one more thing. You can, if you find out that how many of students are below 60%, so you just have to change this greater than sign into smaller than, right? And then hit, if you hit enter, you will find that how many of boys are lower than 60%, right? So that's how we use COUNTIFS formula. Now let's go to the next formula, which is, so guys, this is the last data basically where we'll be showing you how you can find out DCOUNT, right? Which means how you can use DCOUNT formula to find out some of the most hard data or criteria, you can see, right? Let's say I have a store, electronic store, and I have these products, right? And these are their brand names, and these are the units left in my stock, right? Which is these are basically the number of products which are in stock right now, which are in my warehouse, right? So some of the products are not selling properly, which means maybe some of the products are not that much profitable because they are not selling on a regular basis, and they might be just holding my warehouse space, or you can say floor space, right? So I have to find out those stocks, or you can say those dead stocks which is not selling properly, right? Which is not selling on a regular basis, right? So let's say there is a brand Samsung. I want to find out all the Samsung products where the stock is more than 40 units, right? So I have to find out brand Samsung, and the stock will be, if the stock is 40 units, how many of the products are there, right? So for that we have to write is equals to DCOUNT bracket open. Now we have to select the database. Here we need three things. The first one is database, then we have to select the field, then we have to select the criteria. So let's just select the database first. This is the database, right? Then comma. Now we have to select the field, and field is basically units in stock, because we want to find out the numbers. Basically we want to find out the stock which is more than 40 left in my warehouse, right? Then comma. So I have selected the field. Now I have to select the criteria, and criteria you have to write, or you have to create this kind of criteria separately. And why you have to create separately, I'll show you just a moment. Okay, once you close the bracket, you just have to hit enter, and you will find the stocks which are more than 40 left in my warehouse. And let's see where are those stocks. The first one is this Samsung air conditioners. 54 units are left in my stock, right? So these are not properly selling. These are not selling on a regular basis, right? Then we have one more, because two stocks are there, right? Let's find out the another Samsung. Here's the Samsung, but only 15 stocks are there. No, yeah, here's one more Samsung, which is 65, Samsung's refrigerator, right? So these two products are not selling properly, that's why. Otherwise, if you want, you can change the name, and this is the benefit why you should create a separate criteria, because whenever you want, you can change the criteria and the result will be changed automatically. So this is this basically work like a dashboard for you, right? Let's say I write LG here, right? So in LG there's also two products left. If I change the brand to Voltas, then what happens? Then the answer is 1, because there's only one product in the sheet. This is voltas, and that is fan, and the stock is 52 units, right? That's why. So you can use this DCOUNT formula to find out the thing like this, and I hope you understood how you can use DCOUNT formula, right? So I hope you learned all the formulas properly, and I hope you have created your notes as well, so that you can practice in future. Otherwise, you can watch this video again and again to practice, because Excel is all about practicing. If you don't do practicing, then you will not be able to master this software, right? So with that said, I'll be take your leave. I hope you like the video, and if you do so, please hit that subscribe and like button. If you still have any question or query, please comment down below. I'll answer those questions in the comment section itself. We'll meet you in the next video. Till then, bye bye.